Hey guys, this is Kay. I'm back with another episode of Puzzle and Dragons. So today we're going to do something a little different. We have a box right here from one of our viewers. Sorry it took a little time to create this, but Soap sent in his box and said, hey, can you take a look at it and tell me what I can do with it at this point? Is it good? Is it bad? And kind of give you some tips and pointers about what to do going forward. So let's just start right now. As you can see, this is Puzzle Dragon X, and I inputted pretty much his gods and his suitable leads and subs into this collection. He also had a couple more monsters that I couldn't really see very clearly, but I figured I'd just take these and start here. Your box is quite small at this time because you rank between 100 and 200. But this is a very good starting point because I can see there's a lot of potential to carry you through the early, mid, and late games, and you possibly could have one or two in-game leads already. So let's look at those. Right here you have 3 fire monsters that are very good. Aries, Freyr, and Leylon can each lead a kind of fire sub, be fire sub or fire lead team, and all of them can be put together on one single team if you wanted to. So let's talk about Leylon. Here it is, the Awoken form. This is the final form that Leylon has at this time. She has really good stats, and her abilities have changed since the early stages, right? Now, you currently have her with the level 50 base Leylon. I would suggest at least getting her to the second form, if not the third form, which is this one right here with the red-green. Having the red-green, she'll be able to do more legend descent dungeons and carry you through some of the normal dungeons and technical. She's really good lead for you because you have all the colors already in your box. The next one we want to talk about is Freyr. So Freyr has arguably one of the better attacks on your team, and HP is quite up there like your Leylon, but the active ability, so far you have an orb changer. You got also fire and water attribute ×2 for 2 turns. So this is your damage multiplier. So you have a very good start for a team. Whether you lead with one or the other, that's up to you. If you find it hard to match up the 3 colors, then this one is a base stat. Every time you use a skill, it increases it by I think 1.3 times. Ability, and you get a stat 2.5 times increase in attack for fire attribute cards. So another lead that you can definitely run with. And Freyr is so flexible. 2 fire rows, 2 prongs. You can actually do 2 prongs to clear up the smaller monsters and save some of your fire orbs for later. So good for stalling, good for sweeping smaller, weaker monsters. So definitely one of those that you want to get to the Awoken form. Here is Awoken Aries, and this is the final form of the Aries you have. Another big hitter, another fire with a different color sub. So you're starting to see that you can build a fire team around fire with all the separate colors that you're going to need for Leylon as a lead. However, you could lead with either Freyr or with Aries also for the easier multipliers. That's what a lot of people do to clear the easy dungeons. Again, 2-prong fire rows, very flexible. He also has a skill bind resist, which will help. A lot of people use the red dark until they can have enough materials to make him Awoken. That's it for all your fire monsters. They're great, they're complementary to each other. Level them up, use them together, or after you level them up, you could also use them with Ra. Ra is your only rainbow lead, your true rainbow lead on your team right now. And arguably, Raw can be used by anyone to beat anything from early to late game content. Very flexible kind of leader where you can put all types of subs and it works. So your Raw right now is evolved to the second stage, the light dark one. The light dark one is quite inferior to the light red awoken Raw. Again, you're not going to be able to get the highest level Raw immediately, right? So keep it at your light and dark, clear as much dungeons as you can with him and your subs that you put on the team. Raw is definitely worth keeping, and he can definitely be one of your in-game content, at least for not for arena or anything, but for your descends. You can do a couple descends, you can do a bunch of stuff with him. Definitely a thumbs up on Raw. So let's talk about your blue monster, your single solo blue monster that's going to be good for in-game content. Sarasvati just got a ultimate evolution in Japan, and definitely worth keeping and definitely worth rolling for other blue monsters to fit in your team, because right now she's the only one, and it'll be quite a weak team with no blues on your team. You would first want to find orb enhances, and you would want to find Rose. So blue Rose, Orochi will fit pretty well in there. But Sarasvati's abilities are very complementary, and you'll find a good balance with her for in-game descents. Finra Viz is your last god that I want to talk about as your potential leads in the future. So currently, your leads that I recommend you to use is any of your fire gods, especially Leylon for the early to mid-game content. Work on your Raw team, because your Raw can go from early to late game if you're good with combos. And then Sarasvati, hold on to her because she's very viable in late game with her ultimate evolution, that by the time you get all your blue pieces in place, she should have that ultimate evolution here. Because currently you have 0 subs. Finra Viz is one of those you need to hold on to for the future also, because there's not a lot of subs to actually create jammers for you, and you need a ton of jammers. So good luck finding a friend that actually has a team ready on Finra Viz, and as you find them though, add them to your friend list for future reference, because if Gunho says, hey, let's make jammers into the meta, you'll have a guy ready for it. Looking at the rest of your box, it's still quite small, and there's not any definite teams that you can build. However, the Raw and the Fire teams are the easiest ones. I've put together a Fire team here with Leylon as a lead, so that you can see a little bit of what you might want to do. Here's the second team I built for you. It's a Raw team. Really, you can switch out any of these with another god. I wouldn't put a Leylon on a Raw team because the colors you change them into, you'll be missing 2 other colors, and that kind of defeats the purpose of Raw. So I kept it with the big hitters, as big of a hitter as you got, until you get better subs that can change the entire board, like L Cali, D Cali. I would keep my 8A on there for your board change. Thank you for sending in your box. I hope you got something out of it, and hopefully one or two of my suggestions can help you get through a little bit more of the game. Again, my tips were limited because your box is still growing and still expanding at this time, and it's limited to the amount of viable subs and viable gods at this time. You just keep at it, roll in your God Fest, roll in special events come around that are really good for almost any kind of sub. Roll for water monsters for Sarasvati. Keep on trying to build a better Ra, a better awoken versions of your gods, and you will have a really strong team or teams in the near future. Again, if anybody likes this video, please like and subscribe. If you comment below, I will try to respond as quickly as possible. And this is Kay, and I'll see you around.